I'm Pat Likens. I'm from the Carying Place, which is in Cary, North Carolina. It's an organization that's been there since 1993, and I'm the new executive director at that place. I haven't quite been there 4 months. So, well, I want to tell you about a Monday morning. At the Carying Place on Monday morning, the phone rings off the hook. It's not usually my job to answer the phone, but this particular Monday morning, I tried to put on my best social worker voice and said, "The Carying Place, may I help you?" There was a long pause, and then the woman on the other end of the line said, "I need help. I have 3 boys, and we're sleeping in my compact car. My boys are big boys. In addition to us in the car, there's the school books, our clothes, and any other of the possessions that we still have left. One of my boys, oh my, he snores. And so when he does, he wakes up the baby. So the baby doesn't sleep, and then we don't sleep, and oh my, I'm just so tired. In the morning, we clean up at McDonald's. I drop 2 of the boys to school, 1 to daycare, and I'm at work by 8:30. I am never late." She laughs. "I was employee of the month 3 months out of the last 12. Now, if that would only pay the bills." So I try asking her, "What happened in your life to make your car your home?" She tells me a long story about layoffs, about abuse, about an absent husband, about bills piling up, and eventually eviction. Then there's a brief stay with friend, and then the car. During all of that, she says proudly, "I never missed work, and the kids never missed school." Amazing was the only word that came to mind. It is for families like Jeanette that the Carying Place exists. Every day we get dozens of calls like this one. Sad stories. Real pain. Some we refer, some just have to wait. Currently on our waiting list, there's a very sad number of 422 as of yesterday. So what is our long-term goal? Less waiting list is a big part of that. How can we serve more people? How can we get more families help? Another thing that we're very proud of is that 83% of our budget money goes directly to program. We want to stay there, or maybe even make that better. If we get the Women's Giving Network funds that we're talking about today, we'll be able to serve 16 families, including renting a new apartment and putting families in that new apartment. We're excited about the prospect of moving forward to serve more people. I want to tell you about Thursday nights because it is one of the things that makes our program unique from other homeless programs in the area. It's TCP night, and on Thursday nights in a local Cary church, the families gather with all their children, with the volunteers who do various kinds of roles. 40 churches, synagogues, mosques, civic clubs, companies provide dinner every Thursday night to our groups. And then we gather as a family, a corporate group, to sit around and talk. Sometimes you don't know if you're talking to a support partner or if you're talking to a family, but it's a wonderful experience. And the churches and synagogues and others join us in that dinner. After that, the families get the individual support they need from a support team of at least 3 people who worked with them on things like budget and goals and their frustrations and what kinds of counseling or what kind of services they may need. At the same time, the children are in a children's program where we deal with things that children from homelessness go through. They've experienced violence, they've experienced fear, anxiety. Most of them have some kind of emotional or behavioral problems that they've picked up during this experience. So all of that happens. Some families, like Jeanette we talked about, are slow to catch on to the budgeting and the other things. They can't quite get the idea of bringing in every single receipt for every single thing they spend and every single check that they get in the mail. But then Jeanette, like many, one week she goes, "Oh, I get it. I'll never be able to make it on the money that I'm bringing home. I've got to do something." Well, that gave the support team their opening to talk about what are some other long-term goals for career that you might like to get out of retail and make a little more money. What would you like to do about going to school? How can you handle all of that? The support team works with her to develop a plan and to work that plan during the 4 months that she's in the program. Where is Jeanette today? Well, she's about to graduate real soon in the next couple of weeks. And she has put into her escrow account, which is something we demand, every time, $2,800 to secure an apartment. And she's starting classes. She'll have a graduate mentor who will follow her for a year and help her with all of that. In addition to the kind of services we offer, there's also information and a referral where we get 7 to 12 calls a day for people who don't qualify for our program, but we listen, problem solve, and try to refer. We're part of a whole bunch of homeless organizations, and yet we are unique because of our Tough Love program, because it's 4 months, because we put people in 2 and 3 bedroom apartments, and because we actually will take teenage boys as children. We are very interested in helping the community learn about homelessness, how to prevent it, and working on trying to get a grant from Triangle Community Foundation for a program we want to do called Living on the Edge: Strategies for Preventing and Overcoming Homelessness. So we're hoping that that's going to happen.
I'd like to open it up for questions. Anybody that has a question?
When you're Thursday night dinners,
Yes.
just curious, Pat, how many people are usually there?
About 50. You have the families and the children, and then each family has 3 support partners, and they have a caring sponsor, which is somebody else. And then we have program staff, a children's coordinator, and a program coordinator. So it ends up being a lot, and we invite the churches that come to sit with us. We don't identify who's a family or whatever, but it's a fascinating. I never miss it, just because I like going and like hanging out with all the people. It's exciting.
Is your constituency mostly Cary area?
No. Oh, no. It is Wake County. We do on occasion, but very infrequently, get somebody who's trying to relocate to Wake County who lives in Oxford or somewhere who wants to be near family in Wake County. But for the most part, it's all Wake County. And it has changed some, because it used to be 20-year-old single women with 1 or 2 little children. But with the economy and the changes in the economy, we're seeing some new and different kinds of issues. People who were working in RTP and suddenly aren't and are a little older. So most of the people we serve are women.
And could you just name a few of your collaborative partners?
A few of our collaborative partners. Well, we work with the support teams, the support circles. We work with Wake Interfaith Hospitality Network. We work with one called Catch, that's a program that Salvation Army is kind of heading up to work with homelessness. Many others, and I'm going blank because I'm nervous. Wake Interfaith Hospitality Network, I mentioned, Interact, all of those agencies that are real important. We have 3 different groups of people who work in the homelessness area that we're involved with.